video. Some of the things that make me nervous this morning, which has never happened that I could ever recall in a long time, or since I've had my transplant, but I felt like somebody was stabbing me on my chest, like a knife, like just a little bit, like just like a stab, and that's always an indication of your heart, because then it was a little bit to the left. And anyway, I went to the dollar store and got me a Heart of Jesus, Heart of just, it's good to have, even though I didn't see Jesus in my anesthesia. But wanted to say, the heart exams came out good, came out fine, but the echo exam said everything seemed normal and fine. It's not to say that it's something they didn't see. It happens, Just because they say it doesn't mean that it's something they didn't catch. Physical tissue, arteries, it's just the basis of it is good, which is still good news. But as you can see, I have a dip in my chest. Look at that. It's a wave. And that's because I have pectus excavatum that caves into my chest. It caves in like this, sort of like this, and the sternum. And what my understanding, what this causes, is that it's a high level of buildup of calcium when you're being formed. I think in the womb, in the mother's stomach, there's a lot of calcium buildup that builds there, and then it causes it to have a curve. So, and for those, I have a mild case of it. There's people that have a severe case of it, but I just have a mild case of it. Like I always had the ability to flex it, including my stomach, but I can actually do. I've done this on video before, but I can do that. I can even right now. I could hold a cup of water, a good amount of water. Put a little floaty boat on there. And that's just me sucking in air, holding the breath and sucking in the air. And it dips, and it is a problem too when you're trying to build up chest muscle. There's not a really big problem, but it's definitely something you don't want, because as we age, men start to get saggy set chest. The muscle doesn't stay firm, very highly elevated than when I was in my 20s, or the chest. And I had pretty perky chest naturally, even as a grown up, even as a 15-year-old, 14-year-old kid, and it had nothing to do with me working out. But as we get older, it just droops. Everything does, and all the fat on the body starts to create a tube around the stomach. But I thought I'd make a video on this, because when I woke up this morning, I felt like somebody got like a little tiny knife or something and just went and stabbed me. And this is one of the things that makes me nervous, because if the electronic devices or anything shot me just this morning, then it was the electronic device. And if it wasn't, that's not a good sign. Now, how do you differ between an electronic device and knowing that maybe it's physical problem, health problems? Because I've had that sort of chest build up before, happened to me before, and it was only when I was on chemotherapy. When I was in chemotherapy in my apartment, I felt it real bad. It felt like a butcher knife. It felt like somebody just stabbed me in my chest, and I felt it a couple of times. And I remember it happened once when Jillian was there. I think it happened more than twice, but it happened twice real viciously, and then the third one wasn't so bad. But that's what makes me nervous, is that I can't tell if it was an electronic device or just tend to have a spasm with stress. I'm not, I used to work out a lot, and the youthful body doesn't come back. You get a firm body again, you work out in shape, yeah, but it's not a young body when I was young again. Anyway, so I thought I'd make a video on that. So I just decided to go ahead and solve this. Take it as a sign, right? Get a little prayer, and I feel like I'm stressing very bad. It's really starting to kind of tear into me, the stress, because I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to live my life without electronic devices. The electronic devices completely stop, and I know what it is to feel like normal, what it is normal to walk around in the world and behave the way that I behave without anybody altering that behavior with an electronic device. If that's ever going to happen. And the idea that I spent 20 years with these electronic devices shooting the hell out of me, it took more of my life than anything else with electronic devices. It's very depressing the farther I dig deep into everything that's going on, because it's a daily quality of my life. It's really horribly bad. I feel very old.